So, this session is about dancing with dragons. This is what we're going to explore today. And earlier, just before we started this recording, we were discussing how, thanks to computer generated imagery, dragons can seem and feel more real. We've seen, if anyone's seen Game of Game of Thrones, sorry, not Dance with Dragons, but there's a lot of dragon energy in that. There's How to Tame Your Dragon. Um, there are lots of other films and stories with dragons in. Um, and it just seems like quite a burgeoning thing in the culture, as well as unicorns recently. There's a lot of prominence with dragons and unicorns. It seems quite culturally broad at the moment. And there is a sense of how can we play in this space with these beautiful, powerful beings, and whether or not we can see them with our eyes is one thing. We can maybe intuit or sense them. We can maybe see them with our inner eye, our third eye. And I just wanted to share some lovely aspects that I've been connecting with and see how it lands with you. If there's anything you want to offer or ask as we go through, please do. Let me know. Okay, so something that really resonates with me and has done always, but in particular at the moment, is as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. And this is attributed to Hermes, who in the ancient Greek myths is a god, a Greek god, known as Mercury in the Roman stories, and also known as the Egyptian god Thoth. There's a lot of wisdom, messaging, communication, and also ushering to the underworld associated with this being, an alchemy as well. Alchemizing, the journey of alchemy is a journey of the soul, and how we can become fully one, fully awakened, fully integrated and aligned. And on the right here, we've got a constellation called Draco. And this constellation in the sky that we can see, it's interesting because I'm just starting to learn more and more about constellations, but they can be very healing. And I'll talk later on about a course that's coming up with Melinda Iverson, who's a master dowser, very well known in international dowsing circles, who's coming to the UK on a very rare trip. And she's actually going to be here in Ascot in this room, teaching us about healing with crystals and constellations. And through the beautiful art of dowsing. Whether you're new to dowsing or not, it doesn't matter. It's being in tune with your intuition that counts. So imagine if you can access a constellation and an energy, and you can draw it to you internally and call on it to heal you. And just recently on another dowsing call with the Earth Energies group, somebody was saying on the call, oh yes, the Egyptians saw that the Nile was the Earth's reflection of the Milky Way. And if you look at the layout of the pyramids and other important buildings along the Nile, and you map that back up to the Milky Way, there are significant commonalities there. So as above, so below. When we're born, when we enter the world, the stars, the cosmos, the solar system, that everything is aligned in a particular way that reflects who we are internally, our note, our song. And so it's really great to sort of recognize that the dragons are in the stars. The dragon energy is around us, in the earth, within us. And there are also so many symbols. And the beautiful aspect of seeking and developing one's soul towards the awakened state, our whole essence and our whole being, is that when we connect with symbols and images, they tend to bypass the mind and speak to the heart and the soul. So I'm putting these images here to see if they can speak to your soul.
Yeah.
For people who are interested in dowsing in the earth, or simply feeling energies, being sensitive to energies. So, for example, if you are living near water, you may be aware of water spirits called sylphs. You know, you may be aware, if you live on the River Thames or near the River Thames, of Old Father Thames. Each river has its own feeling. And there are also rivers of energy, a bit like the Earth's meridians. And these meridians flow underground. And some of them could benefit from earth acupuncture, just like a human body could benefit from acupuncture to help keep those energy flows clean, clear, and flowing really beautifully. And so when we go to sacred spaces and sites like stone circles, mounds, barrows, hill forts, there is a sense of dragon energy there. And it's a question of being open to sensing it. So for the example that we had before in Wales with a black quartz rock and this sense of a guardian of the woods and the forest in dragon form, and just being open to noticing whether you sense this or not. I've been driving in my car and getting a sense of, oh, wow, some dragon energy is coming through and it needs harmonizing and supporting. I've also just felt dragon energy is helping me have a deeper, stronger connection with the elemental kingdom, in particular the gnomic kingdom, the gnomes underground, the mineral and crystal keepers. So it's there for the taking, if in terms of the connection, that is, and we want to connect with this dragon energy, feel its power, the primordial nature of dragons and the energies. Labyrinths are especially wonderful, as are spirals. So in terms of labyrinths, I was walking in the labyrinth that I've made at the end of my garden. I was guided to make this labyrinth. I didn't know why. And I also was just walking into the labyrinth one day, and I was told, just when I was walking through, this is how dragons like to lie and to sleep. So when you walk a labyrinth, you're walking a dragon. And that was quite a powerful insight to be offered while I was walking this labyrinth. It kind of makes it feel next level powerful. Labyrinths are great for balancing and expanding the energy field that we have. So it's super, super strong. Yet, wow, you know, to know you're walking a dragon, how is that going to help you? How can you have some reverence for that as well? Some of you, if you've been a dowser for a while, or if you're interested in healing and earth energy, you may have come across the chakras of the earth. So there is an author called Robert Kuhn, who in the early 90s wrote about and has a very famous map of the chakras of the earth. And he identified two great dragon lines. And they're talked about as an Ouroboros. So I'm just going to go back 2 slides quickly. This sense of, going round in an infinite circle, the circle of the rhythm of life, life, and then dying and then feeding new life. So these dragon lines go round the world and they meet and cross at key places, the male and the female dragon lines. And if anyone's been to Glastonbury or Avebury or walked or connected with or become familiar with the Michael and Mary lines, that's what we're talking about. Significant power energy lines. If you stand on them, you know about it. If you live on them, oh my gosh, that would be kind of a bit too strong. But people do in Avebury live on these lines. So the different chakras of the earth are actually connected by these dragon lines. The male one known as the plumed serpent and the female one known as the phoenix or rainbow serpent line. And yeah, I just gathered some pictures of elementals, and dragons are part of the elemental kingdom, is what I've been finding out. A few years ago, I was working with my dowsing mentor and teacher, Melinda Iverson. I was just doing a regular dowsing call, just like this one, where she offered a monthly dowsing Let's Talk, and it's for students of hers. And we were talking about somebody in Hawaii who was on the call, and she was doing some land healing for a commercial property, which the businesses kept going out of business on this land. And she detected some, it was previously sort of sacred ground, and it was consecrated, so to speak, in certain ways. And also that we discerned on the call together that the dragon curled up underneath this building was just not happy there. And we found that it wanted to move. And we found another dragon in a completely different country who was happy to move. And we checked everything was okay. And they swapped places. And then everything was harmonized. And that was the first time I'd actually really consciously connected with the idea that a dragon could be under a building, curled up. It could be happy, unhappy. And it might want to move home. And that got me curious, of course. So I was open to finding out more. And I've always loved the ideas of fairies. As a child growing up, I always wanted to see them. I always felt that magical sense about fairies and plants and flowers. And also, more recently, the gnomic kingdom, behind the structural intelligence of how things are and how they grow. And just channeling dragons since then, like I said, driving in the car or just standing in a building and just embodying the earth energy under or in the building. It's become much more pronounced lately. And I believe it's due to a dragon sort of spirit guide who is working with me, called Shima. So a bit like the dragon we were discussing before we started the recording for the call, the black dragon protecting the rock and the forest that was male, very male energy. Shima is quite a white dragon, very feminine, Mother Mary of dragons. And so I'm collaborating with Shima. I'm revering, and I'm just discovering more and more every day about dragons. And it's a quest. It's an odyssey, and it's transformed my life for the better. It's made my connection, like I said, stronger with the elementals. I'm definitely seeing things and feeling and sensing more clearly. I've been guided to do specific kind of healing that isn't me doing it, is coming through me with the dragon energy. So as we're talking about dragon energy, it would be lovely to do a connected journey together to meet our dragons. So, are you sitting comfortably? I will just stop sharing for a moment and let's go within. So, if you're ready to sit comfortably, take a few deep breaths and breathing in and then making sure feet are on the floor, feeling comfortable, breathing out as and when you're ready. I'm just going to ask you to feel really centered and relax as you're doing these beautiful deep breaths in and out, letting go. Feeling centered, feeling connected. And relaxing the top of your head, softening all the hair follicles on top of your head. Feeling your forehead relax, your face relax, your neck relax, your shoulders relax. Feeling your arms and hands relax. Feeling your back, upper and lower relax. Feeling your chest and stomach relax. Feeling your pelvis, your sitting bones relax. Feeling your thighs relax. Feeling your knees relax. Feeling your calves and shins relax. Feeling your ankles, your feet and your toes relax. Going to the top of your head. Feeling the top of your head relax again. And then all the way through your body, 10 times stronger relaxed. Feeling a circle of golden light all around you. And the golden light coming through the top of your head, all the way through the bottoms of your feet into the Mother Earth. Feeling centered and connected and peaceful. And imagining walking down a country lane, seeing the hedgerows and all the spring growth, hearing the birds, seeing the flowers as you're gently walking, feeling the lane underfoot, looking at the blue sky, and coming towards a nice gate at the end of the lane that opens out into a beautiful meadow. So we go through the gate and closing it behind us, seeing in the meadow beautiful red flowers and orange flowers, some bright little yellow flowers, and sways of green and pink flowers, and pretty little blue flowers and purple flowers. And we notice that there's a little brook with a tree right next to the brook, and we go down and sit next to the tree, looking at the sun dappled on the bubbling brook, hearing the noise of the gentle bubbling and rushing water. over the stones in the brook's bed. Feeling calm and nourished by the beautiful water. It's so restful. Listening to that sound. Feeling the strength of the support from the tree. And how healing it can be too. How full of knowledge. And how grounded and strong it is. And as we look around, we see a gentle hill with a beautiful giant oak tree at the top. We walk up the hill towards the tree. And we notice as we approach this majestic, beautiful oak tree that at the base there is a doorway. And as we open the door, we see some steps going down. There are 10 steps. And we step down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as we are in this beautiful crystal chamber underneath this giant oak tree, we notice that the walls are completely covered with crystals in the ceiling. And there's a beautiful crystal table, solid crystal. And we are invited to go and lie on this crystal table to receive whatever healing and balancing and cleansing and nourishing and replenishing that we may need right now. And as we lie on this crystal table, we feel such gratitude. For being in this beautiful space. And we continue to receive this beautiful healing energy. And then when we're ready, we get up and walk down a beautiful corridor. And we can see a door at the end of it, where we open the door, going through, stepping up, 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 into a grassy bank. And we feel the presence of a majestic being. We feel the breath of the dragon. We feel the love of the dragon and the support. And we feel such reverence and love for this dragon. Dragons are the elemental spirits for human beings. And this one here is showing itself to you as an offer that it may work with you and support you. You may choose to look at your dragon with such reverence and awe, noticing what you notice. Is there a color? Is there a texture you can notice? Is there a sound you can hear? Is there a sense of an element that this dragon represents? Possibly fire, wood, water, air, or some other element. Does your dragon invite you to become closer with you and it, connecting more? How might you do that? Feeling what you're feeling, noticing what you're noticing. Does your dragon wish to be known by a name? Might it share that with you if it wishes? You may like to ask it if it's here to help you. Is there any aspect of life that it would like to help you with? Any guidance it might have, or support, or strength. As dragons can fly, you may wish to ask if you can both fly together. Where would you like to travel? Is there anything else your dragon would like you to know about it, or its work, or its intentions? And how might it like to let you know that it's there with you right now? Or in the future, is there a sense of presence or touch or vibrational feeling somehow in the body or the mind? What part of the body do you feel that sense of its presence? Or do you just get a sense in your mind's eye? Or an aroma, perhaps? Just a general sense. It could be a sound. Just to reassure you that it's there, always. And let's thank our dragons for showing what they've shown. Connecting with us, and we honor them and appreciate them for the work they do to help us, humanity, evolve into our unity consciousness of unconditional love and connection. They're here to remember and remind us of how magnificent we truly are, as dragons are a mirror of our own magnificence and potential. And as we thank our dragon from the bottom of our hearts, for its connection with us and its support, we get ready to come back into the room. We're going to count from 3 down to 1, and on the count of 1, opening our eyes gently. 3, feeling our bodies in the sitting position. 2, wiggling toes and fingers gently, feeling the body again. And 1, opening eyes. Would anyone like to communicate what they found, what they noticed? If they don't feel like speaking, maybe in the chat. And just a reminder, everyone's on mute at the moment. I'm noticing a peaceful stillness in this space. And honoring that stillness and that peace. And the profound connection that we can be offered by these beautiful beings. Maybe because there's this gentle stillness and profound peace feeling that we all seem to have, I will screen share again, and to continue with what we have been covering. And hopefully this image reflects somewhat the experience that we may have had. And hopefully seeing this image in the future might remember or remind us how beautiful and how transcendent it is connecting with these immensely powerful and beautiful beings. The dragon energy is residing, we're in 3-dimensional reality, moving into 5th-dimensional reality on planet Earth and Gaia. And the dragons are residing at the 10th to 13th dimensions, in between those, and they communicate with us now because we're open and we're opening again to their beneficence and magnificence. Taking this a step further, for those of us seeking more connection with dragons, looking at this picture of a labyrinth in the form of how a dragon lies. This is on the back of a book, which is listed on here, which is called The Dance of the Dragon. So this book highlighted here, The Dance of the Dragon by Hamish Miller and Paul Broadhurst, fellow beautiful dowsers, also writing about the sun and the serpent, the Michael and Mary lines, the dragon lines that run through the UK, southwest of England, Mount St. Michael, all the way up through Suffolk and Cambridgeshire, that kind of way, via Glastonbury and Avebury. I've just had a book arrive today, Dancing with Dragons, which is a very magical book, invoking their ageless wisdom and power. Very excited, lots of pictures, lots of guidance. Rory Duff is a dowser and geobiologist who has been working on unity consciousness meditation in groups on powerful emperor dragon nodes. He is on YouTube a lot, being interviewed by lots of lovely seekers and soulful spiritual people. And he is very, very good at explaining from a scientific point of view what he's been exploring and studying, and how the dragon lines grew in power in 2017 in massive, massive amounts, noticeable amounts. And it's very exciting times that we're living in, if we're ready to seize this. On the 15th of June, Thames Valley Dowsers are walking a labyrinth. We'll be walking a dragon. And I've just got some other suggestions for looking at the landscape, noticing dragon shapes, whispers in the wind, look in the sky, look at the clouds, see the shimmers, see the sense of dragons. Just asking for a deeper connection, you will be given one and you will be shown signs. So that's my suggestion. And also, there's an event coming up in early June. You can go 1 or 2 days with the amazing Adrian Incledon-Weber, who is an earth energy and healing dowser, teacher, guide. There are some incredible speakers and really fantastic connection and community. About 80, 90 people attend this event. So you'll be surrounded by like-minded people. I'm going to be there. It's near Marlborough in Wiltshire, so it's about an hour away from here. There's a link there. I'll send that through. Highly recommend it. People who are members of Thames Valley Dowsers, you may have had emails through talking about rhythms and seasons, walking a labyrinth with Morris dancers. And by the way, dragons, gnomes, elementals, they love music. And I feel the folk music is especially beautiful for them because it's so in harmony with Mother Earth. And it's quite joyful and beating and stomping as the Morris dancers are. So hope to see you there for that. And then I mentioned earlier, there is a very special guest coming to the UK, Melinda Iverson Inn. She is the keynote speaker at the British Society of Dowsers conference in early May. And she is staying here in Ascot with me and gifting this divine healing knowledge of crystals with dowsing and healing constellations. It's all been intuitively downloaded. We are doing this. I'm doing this at no cost for me, you know, not hiring the venue out or anything. I'm doing it for love. The price is $75 worth of gifts in the books, the vellum prints and the quartz crystals. But if you're an early bird booker, it's $75 worth of goodies, and then just the price of the 3-hour workshop there. You can join us on the 18th or the 19th of May. It's going to be up to 6 attendees, so it is very limited in terms of how many people we can come, but it's going to be a very special session. So that's what's coming up. There's a link down below for this event. And that's it for now.